Hello everyone, very good evening. So I think hopefully you all have done your homework. I have asked for some wind load calculation and seismic load definitions. What I have to teach you today. So please raise hand if did you like you did your homework and you know about now wind load calculations and formulas and all of those. How many of you have done this? Just raise hand. Most of you only have done the modeling part only, not the theoretical part they have done. No one. Okay, no problem. So what we are going to do today, we are going to work on our wind load definitions. Okay, we'll wait for 2 more minutes. There are like few more students which are left. They are going to join in 2 minutes and then we'll start. Satyendra, can you see the video now? Satyendra, raise hand if you can see the video. I'm like pointing at July 30. Uh, if Please raise hand if you can see my video, everyone. If you can see my screen, raise hand. Okay, great. Satyendra, I think there is a problem with your internet connection. You have to check it out. My connection is good. My connection is working fine, Satyendra. You just check your connection. I think there is some problem with your internet connection. Okay, now we'll start with the wind load analysis. What we have to do with our building. We will today only wind load today, and then tomorrow we'll work with seismic analysis. Satyendra, join again once. I think then it will be more clear. Join it, exit it, and then join again. So for wind load analysis, there are a few formulas that I would like to tell you. Before that, I will tell you the basic fund of wind load analysis. What we do. So suppose we are putting a wind load analysis for a building. So this is my your building. This will look like exactly like this. From a phase जहाँ से हमें wind load लगाना है. From where I want to put my wind load, and this is my building structure. So this is your building. Suppose your window is acting in this way. Okay. So what will happen when wind is acting in this way? There is a few things which we need to consider. One is VB. Okay. What are VB and what is P? So VB is a wind speed. Okay. So we'll directly go to our code now, which is this. There are few things that you need to write. So the things you need to be careful about it is these multiplication factor. First of all, first is K1, second is K2, third is K3. Okay, apart from these, there is VB and VZ, regional basic wind speed, design wind velocity at height. Okay, these two, and then there is PZ, design wind pressure at a height of Z. Any doubt with this? Now we have to understand now how this wind pressure will work. So as an image, what happened, VB will act at a particular height. Now why we have to calculate it for different height? Suppose along with this building, suppose we take a model. What should we take? Suppose within this model I have another buildings also here, here, here also. Now what will happen once the wind will come in a particular direction? What will happen? The wind will first hit the building 1, then hit building 2 for a particular height of suppose 10 meters. For the height of 10 meters, I'll say this is the height of 10 meter which have already have buildings. For first 10 meters, the wind won't be affect this building, but on like above 10 meters, this wind will affect. Now how the wind will affect? Wind will not be put on the like surface or a beam or a column. No, wind is not put on a beam or a column. Where it will be put it? It will be put it on your nodes. Now then a question will occur how the wind will occur on nodes. It won't possible because wind is on a aerial basis and how point is on a point load single direction, how to look effect. So what computer will do, if this is the face, it will do, if it has 4 nodes, it will divide this 4 nodes like this. After dividing this, I'll make some colors also for you. After dividing this, what this will do, I have making 4 colors. One is this, now after dividing the whole surface into 4 different surfaces, what software will do, the load or a pressure what we are getting on a green surface, it will be provided on this node. Got it? Then whatever node is on this force or a pressure on this surface which is in red, it will be in this node. Whatever in this blue region, it will be in this node, and rest it will be in this node. So this is how the software will react. Now I will show you how it will react in a actual performance, what it will do. But before that, I would like to take you to the some formulas. If you go to your wind load analysis, there is a formula for VZ. Okay, VZ, design wind velocity at height Z. For VZ, what is the formula? By heart, I know VZ equals to VB into K1, K2, K3. Now in new codes, it is K4 also. VZ equals to VB into K1, K2, K3. Now what are VB? VZ is design wind velocity. K1, K2, K3 is the factors which you see in your tables. Risk coefficient 5.3.1, terrain factor 5.3.2, topographical factor 5.3.1. Now we have to calculate all these. Okay, I'll go to 5.3.1. Now where I will find my VB? My VB will be find from this model, or maybe you can say my map. Now we have different regions. Likewise, we have regions in seismic zones, zone 1, zone 2, zone 3. In the same way, I have regions in my wind also. These are basic region for the wind speed. So this magenta color is the highest wind velocity, which will be around 55 meter per second. If I want to see the details of this, there might be somewhere here. Can you see the zones? You have different zones, zone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Severe zone, which is in magenta color, it is zone 5, which has a speed of 55 km per second. Suppose you are living in a region like Mumbai, or maybe you are I think the Mumbai will come here, which is a yellow region, which is second largest. Okay, second in number. So we'll go to my region. The wind speed for this is 39 meter per second. If we want to design my building for the severest conditions, suppose we take it the region for Gujarat, this part, or maybe Jammu Kashmir, or maybe this part, what it will be there, the wind speed will be the basic wind speed. What we will have, it is around 50 meter per second. Now, can anybody could tell me what is the conversion of meter per second to kilometer per hour? It is speed. So you can just get it directly, go to your model. I'll just make a new model. Today is, I think 4th August is good. If you go to tools, there's a calculator, unit converter and calculator. In here you can have the force along length or unit. So we have what we have, stress or a pressure or a force upon unit, whatever is the unit, we can have it. Okay, so we can change these from here. Custom input, what is the input and what is the output you want, you can put it there. So if you want to use 55 meter per second, directly in the load definition we have option for 55 kilometer per second. So I'll directly, without making any model, I'll just go to directly to general tab, loading. Before defining any load case, I'll go to add, define dead load, and put the definition DL. Then I'll define the live load, put the definition live load, and define wind load and put the definition to WL. Now, if I go to my wind load and try to add a load in my wind load, what will happen? I'll go to add, go to my wind load. There is an error coming, which is telling me, sir, wind definition is required in order to assign a wind load. My definition is not there. So to define the wind definitions, what we have to do, we have to go to definitions, wind definitions, and add. I'll define a wind definition for region like Gujarat, or I can just put wind 1 and click add. Once I click add, a definition will be there. Definition will be come up with the icon called D. Okay, now these are loads, primary loads. So it will be L. Once we do combination, it will be C. If I want to show you, I'll go to combination, define combination 1.5 with all of them. Can you see C? C is for combination, L is for primary load, and D for definition. I'll go to my definition and go to add. Now within the definition, I have to add. Now what I have to add? In definitions, I have to add a table. Table of in which I have the intensity of load, which is pressure. If I go back to my code, what I have to calculate ultimately, I have to ultimately calculate this PZ. Now how I can calculate this PZ? The formula to calculate the PZ is here at the bottom. Simultaneously, please write the like page number also in IS code. Designed wind pressure. Can you see this? Clause number 5.4. Please write it down. Clause number 5.4, IS code 1, IS code 875 part 3. Done. Now, who can read it? Shivam, unmute yourself and read this. From this 5.4, he'll read it as a whole. Shivam Kumar. Okay, done. You can unmute yourself now.
The design speed pressure at any height above mean ground level shall be obtained by the following relationship between wind pressure and wind velocity. That is, Pz is equal to 0.6 multiplied by, so it's not
VZ.
clear, like Vz
VZ.
square,
Yes. Here,
where Pz
this also.
is the design wind, where Pz is the design wind pressure in Newton per meter square at height z, and Vz is the design wind velocity in meter per second at height z.
Then, so what we have to do, we have to use design wind velocity. See, design wind velocity, not the wind, basic wind velocity. So design wind velocity will be Vz and the basic wind velocity will be Vv. So where to find Vz? How to calculate Vz? To calculate the Vz, there is another formula which I have showed you in the top. Now, mark this also. Clause number 5.3. These are called clauses, okay, like we have in our, you can say, like in a law, we have clause or amendments. So this is clause number 5.3, design wind speed. Now, can you see this? Vz is design wind speed. What is Vb? Vb is a basic wind speed in a region. Now, Varsha, Varsha Deshpande, read this whole design wind speed.
Design wind speed. The basic wind speed for any site shall be obtained from figure 1 and shall be modified to include the following effects to get design wind velocity at any height Vz for the chosen structure: risk level, terrain roughness, height and size of the structure, and local topography. It can be mathematically expressed as follows: Vz is equal to Vb into K1 into K2 into K3, where Vz is design wind speed at any height z in meter per second, K1 is the probability factor, K2 is the terrain height and structure size factor, K3 is the topography factor.
Great. There is one more note also there.
Design wind speed up to 10 meters height from mean ground level shall be considered constant.
Very nice. Thank you. So what it is telling, for the start, I have told you that the design wind speed for the first 10 meters or 20 meters, taking this example, this first 10 meter won't be effective because there are building and home terrains and maybe some heaps of sands or maybe some trees also. These are very common. So first 10 meters we leave it. We don't consider that like first 10 meters will be like as effective as a wind speed as of like above 10 meters. Now, can anybody tell me why the first 10 meter is also not effective? Give me an example. And Acha, tell me how if a cyclone, how many of you live in a coastal region? Just raise hand. How many of you have, yeah, living in a coastal region or near sea? Anyone? How many of you are from Odisha? Ankita is there. Okay, you are from Mumbai. Got anybody else? Okay, what you will do if a cyclone came and you are on a road? How you will save yourself? Yes, Ankita, tell me. What you will do when a cyclone will come? I think you all might have some disaster management in also in civil engineering. Have you read it? I don't think it is like being like as important or as like structure designing. Disaster management and environmental engineering, there are two subjects in civil engineering what all read. Ankita, can you unmute yourself? Ankita Pal. What will happen when a cyclone come, or if you want to get safe and you are on a ground or a road, what you will do? Okay, those who know what you will do, just raise hands. If a cyclone came and you are on an open ground or a khet or a some remote area, what you will do or how you can get safe? Do you hold a tree, go to a wall, take a shelter under a bridge or somewhere else, or what you will do, or you will stay where you are. Guys, I have given a question. अगर same question आ जाता है आपके एग्जाम में तो what you will do? शिवम कुमार, शिवम 3 जगह कैसे लॉगिन कर रखा है तुमने?
Sir, I'm using only my phone.
Only phone? Okay, no problem. So tell me. Okay, no one knows. Okay, it is told that if there is a high wind speed, like there is a like disaster management teams in every state. Okay, if you want to go and talk to them, just talk to them. They will guide you. What will happen if a wind is blowing, and suppose this is a man standing. Sorry, can anybody tell me what to do if the paint is not working like this? Okay, good. So what you will do? Suppose this is a man, this is the ground surface, this orange part, this is standing here and the wind is blowing for this, or the cyclone is coming. What is recommended as a disaster management? You have to lay down. Okay, just आप जमीन पर लेट जाओ like this. Nothing will happen to you. There is no need to go anywhere to take shelter, or in a case of cyclone or tufan, the only thing that will matter, यहाँ पर पानी नहीं होना चाहिए, otherwise you will drown. So in case of high wind, you have to just lay down. Okay. नो, नहीं प्रेम, मेरे को आपका हैंड नहीं दिखा. इफ यू हैव रेज्ड, ओके. सो व्हाट यू हैव टू डू, यू हैव टू जस्ट ले डाउन, क्योंकि once you go near the surface, the wind speed is nearly zero. The wind speed near the surface is nearly zero. If you want to try it sometime when there is a wind blowing, or you just see those people who are working on airport. If they have some jet lags, or you can say jet pressures, they will just lay down on a flat on surface. You know that. So you have to be very actively looking for answers. If you want to work with civil engineering, you have to like work with all of these. So what you have to do in that situation? So in the same way, once we are working with building, there is the same thing. The note of 10 meters should be constant, because there is for first 10 meters the wind speed is very low, but for beyond 10 meters is it very high, because in 10 meters, that 10 meters will accommodate your buildings also, small houses also. How many of you drink tea? Raise hand. How many of you drink tea, coffee, milk, anything? Okay, you go to a tapri, take a tea. That tapri will be of hardly of 3 meter or 4 meter. Okay, we are taking 10 meters, taking considering the poles and whatever things will come in 10 meters, we are considering that, because wind will be disturbed along with that. Okay, now how the wind will act, what effect will do to the building wind. Okay, so to understand that, suppose I am showing you the building from the top. From the top, this is your building. These are small another buildings. Nothing will happen to these buildings. These are of under 10 meters. So what I'll do, I'll just delete them for an instance. Suppose the wind is blowing from this direction. What will happen? Now I'm drawing it with my free hand. Still few participants were not able to log in, so I shared the link. Thank you, Shivam, if you have shared the link. Sorry, I could not check my WhatsApp while studying. I usually keep it silent. But yeah, I try to give videos to everyone. I try to like accommodate that errors from videos. Okay, no problem. So what will happen? the wind will blowing from this way, it will disturb like this. And after crossing my building, what will happen? It will be making spurs like this. Now, anybody tell me the simple concept of aerofoil? What is aerofoil? You have learned that there is a ball, it will rotate in a direction like the same what we in football told it like bend it like Beckham, like this. Anybody can tell me about aerofoil? What is aerofoil? Raise hands. No one. Guys, you have to study more. What is aerofoil? Aerofoil is when the okay, just tell me how the wind blows. Okay, I'll show you a video. I don't know. I'm defining it correctly. Okay, this is how wings works. Okay, this is like how the wings work. I'm telling you. They work on a concept of aerofoil. You might have learned this aerofoil in I think your maybe 11th class physics.
Hello, hello. So today we're going to be taking a look at actually doing what's called and explain what's going on after. So, right, but it doesn't tell the front of the wing splits as it hits the front of the wing. The air passes over and under the wing and rejoins at the back of the wing at the same time. So for this to happen, the air flowing over the top of the wing has a further distance to cover over the curved surface. Therefore, it speeds up. As the air speeds up, it causes an area of low air pressure above the wing. The air which passes underneath the wing slows down because it has a shorter distance to travel, and this causes high air pressure below the wing. The end result, this theory states, is that it's this pressure difference above and below the wing which causes the wing to move upwards, and this upwards force is more commonly called lift.
Then the aerofoil is the effect when the your wind passes or a fluid passes through a larger distance and which is high pressure, so which create low to high pressure divisions or zone. Why? Because once the air passes, see the upper air has to cross a longer distance in the same time, so means the speed is more is here and the speed is less is here. Speed and pressure is inversely proportional. As the speed increases, pressure will get low. As the like speed decreases, pressure will get high. So object move from high pressure to low pressure. This is the same concept of rain. What will happen? Suppose this is your land area. Suppose this is your land area. What will happen? Due to sun, it get hot. Okay. Now the air in this region tends to get up. जब ये air up चली जाती है, so the air which is on the sea side, it is heavier. Now creating, when it goes up, it creates the low pressure area, and due to which from high pressure area a wind will blow inside. This is how the wind blows in Mumbai. Any region in earth, this is how the wind blows all over the earth. Apart from this, few other reasons are there. So this is how wind works. So it's the same this same concept if we take in a building. This spurs what we are creating, these are like a high speed spurs which are creating low pressure at this part. They are creating low pressure at the back of a building and which is creating high pressure in the front of a building. So what building tend to do, it tend to rotate. I don't know how to create a dotted line, but I'll create a, once it is a high pressure, low pressure, what will happen? A building tend to move. So red part is a moved building and black part is a back normal position. So what will happen? This low pressure will continue to form. So the building start vibrating between this low pressure and normal, like this. I will show you the video for vibration of this. I think this might be able to clarify our things, but we will see these two. So see these. See, this is a building, and we are blowing air from this side. The air which is attacking at the middle of it, nothing will happen. The vortex is forming at this part. Okay, once which is going from the top, it is forming the vortex at this part. You will see in few moments. Can you see this part? Now separation bubble is like a concept. I'll tell you, this is an advanced concept. See this is a vortex. What is forming at this part? Now, so due to this vortex, what will happen? The low pressure area formed behind. So buildings start to move. But this is not a tall building, so it is not that much clear. I'll go to the wind tunnel test of another. If it is clear.
Hi, in this video we are going the next step. In real urban environments, these effects combine to form complex flow patterns.
See this. This will be clear.
Indicate wind speed.
So wind speed of a blue area is 0 and red is 80. So can you see this? On the side, the spurs are forming. So if I'm taking from the top, the corner, these corners are high pressure, high speed is forming. You can see in this video also.
The Venturi effect, red areas and downwind eddies, dark blue areas on the leeward side of buildings are clearly visible. The two buildings on the right also.
This is 3D analysis, what we sometimes do with some BIM tools also. See these pattern contours. See this one. This will be more like advanced and easy to understand with us. Okay, so this is what we do with our wind analysis. All of you, did you get the basic concept why we do the wind analysis? What effect a wind will show to our building? Those who understand that, just raise hands. Akshay, Rikesh Kosh, Ganga Lakshmi, Kavya, you did not understand it? Okay, you can put down their hands. Now, how we are going to calculate these things in our like software? So there are two ways to do in the software. First is this way. The whole table is available with you. The table, you take it, the value of intensity. The intensity what we have started in our code, this is PZ. You calculate the table, which is PZ along with the height. So this table, what we have to do, it is PZ along the height. So suppose I calculate PZ is 1.06 for 1 meter height. For first 10 meter, it will be same. So I'll keep it 1.6. Sorry, 0.7 for 2 meter height. Like I'll calculate it. Or there is another option which is calculate as per American codes. So American codes are like pretty same with Indian codes. I haven't calculated yet. I have to calculate it in you can say in Excel. You have to calculate yourself and tell me tomorrow all of your area. So what I'll do, I'll go to my calculate as per American codes, calculate it. So American codes, which version I want to use, I can select. Now category of building. There are three factors which are defining category: structure type, exposed category, or a building classification. So these are similar to the categories what we have in our building structure, which is K1, K2, K3. So if you go to your formula, K1 is a probability factor, risk coefficient, terrain and height of a structure, size factor, topographical factor. So if you can go to this, structure type, exposure is a topographical factor, building classification, which is type of a building and size of a building. So all these are same. Now along with that, we have category for wind also. We have wind of 50 meter per second. This is mile per hour. We will say meter per second. Keeping these category as same as it is, I'll go to apply. Can you see this? The theoretical and the calculation I has already got up. So this is how we are going to calculate, but these are according to American codes. So like I have learned from so many years, I know okay, it will start from 1.06, what factor intensity I'll get for 50. So after doing it for 5 or 6 times or more than like these times, you will understand it how it will work. Now after adding this, I have added, it will ask for the factor of safety, which or factor of inputs. I'll just put factor as one. Means if a load of 100 kg is put it there, I want to put the same 100 kg on building. I don't want to factor it like 0.6 or 0.7. No, add it and close. Now you will see once you have added the exposure to one, it will be there, but question mark, because there is nothing in my building structure in which I can put the exposure to. There is one hand raised, Rajeshwari. Yes, you can unmute yourself and ask a question. Okay. Okay, no problem. So now I create a building and I will only put wind load, not dead load and live load, to explain how the wind load will affect, or maybe I have some time, so I'll do that also. I'll go to my geometry, create a simple structure. Okay, I have created a simple structure. Now I have to put my wind load on this structure. What I will do, I'll put my exposure to hold my building. I will assign to view, assign. Okay, this exposure will be only to the nodes. Now, still the wind load is not put it there. Only the definition has been put it. So to define the wind load, I'll go to my wind load definitions here. I'll go to add my wind load. It will ask the direction. Please, sir, tell me the direction of wind load. I'll tell my wind load is according along the x direction with a factor of 1, and the range of y I'll put it 20 meters to 5 to 20 meters, because below 5 meters there is no wind pressure. I am not going to put any pressure on below 5 meters, and click add. After putting add, you can see here from 0 to 5 meters there is nothing, and above that we have wind pressure. Now if I go to the direction of my wind, can you see these blocks? What software has done, it has taken a node. So what it will do, you will see the color of these arrows will be there. Suppose if I want to calculate how much load is there on this point, how much it is there, it will be divided by these 4 parts. Whatever pressure we are having in this area, this is block 1, block 2, block 3 and block 4, it will be put it on this node. For this node, the area which is this block. For this node, these two blocks will be there. For this node, this yellow color will be there. For this node, these two. So see, you can see the color is also in a different pattern. The colors are different for every node. This is yellow, this is some green, this is bright green, this is again some green, this is mehendi color, this is blue, this is magenta. All are different with different direction. Once there is a change in the direction, you means there is the load for the another node. Can you see this? Any doubt with this? Anyone, any doubt? I'll go to isometric view and see. If you have any doubt, just raise hand now. I will explain it once more. Okay. If you don't have any doubt now, what we can do, I have done the exposure of suppose only for this part. Suppose for the below part, I want to do the exposure for a factored one. So what I'll do, I'll go to my wind load. I'll go to add once more. Just a moment. Then what I'll do, I'll go to my wind load. In wind load definitions, there is an option called factors. Okay, I'll go to my factors. I'll put the factor to be 0.6. And now I'll define the range to 0 to 6 meters. In the same X direction, add. Can you see this? This is the lower part in which I have put it. Now just analyze this for 1 minute and tell me if you have any doubt. It is same as a floor load. Okay, there is a question from Shivam. Why it is 0.6? 0.6 I have taken as a random factor, Shivam. Usually these factors are not like 0.6. We usually do some other factors. Okay, it is totally according to my site. There is one more hand raise. Yes, Shivam, you can unmute yourself.
Sir, just now you told that there will be a airfoil formed on the other side of the building. So when we are putting this air load here, why isn't it shown in this diagram, sir? Like there
Oh,
is
that
no
airfoil
effect of
won't be
this wind.
shown. It is like, see, this effect of wind will be on these nodes. According to the formula, these effect will be on these nodes, and due to which it will move. So I'll give you the analysis part of it. So before analysis, I have to put something. I'll go for loads, supports. I'll show you the analysis, and then you will understand it better. How it will be. So in properties, I'll keep So now I will analyze my building and show you how the wind will affect. Okay, okay, I'm having some errors. I'll just see that those errors. Command did load data. Sorry. So the building behavior it is totally like आपका जो wind रहेगा, it will be on a front side. It won't do any load or any action of line on your back end side. It will show कि आपका front से हो रहा है, then it will show in the front side only. I'll go to my post processing. Post processing, I'll do the animation for you of deflection so that you can understand how the wind will affect it. So I think there is in animation there is not much clear because I think the load is too low. So what I'll do, I'll go and make a factor changes. I'll go back to my modeling part, general loads, wind loads, combination. I'll make this factor to be 5. And in wind definition also I'll change it to showcase you how it will affect. I'll increase the speed to be 50 to 60 meter per second. It automatically changed from 1.06 to 1.5, means you can say 40% increase has been done, and already I have done so much increase in other parts. Now if I analyze it, I'll show you now. Can you see the deflection now? Now if I go to the animation again, I'll show you the deflection. Is it clear now how the building will behave? Actually, I have increased the intensity of a like a wind load so that you can have this motion. Otherwise, the motion was there, but the intensity was so small. It was in mm or 2 mm, which is not visible on my screen. Got it, Shivam? Shivam, Ankita, Ashutosh, Rikesh, Tangalakshmi, Akshay, Satendra, Shivam, everyone. Varsha, Vivekanand, Shruti. Please raise hand if you got it. Okay, analysis part. I'll tell you in more details. Let's keep our session till here only, and then we'll continue tomorrow for the seismic loads. And if you have any doubt in wind load, you can put it there. How to calculate the factor? You don't have to calculate the factor. You have to put it 1. Okay, Priyadarshan, just keep the factor as 1. 0.6 factor. I have put it for your like consideration. All the factors will be 1, and for the load factors, it will be according to your codes. Okay, you all practice now, and for doubts you can message me WhatsApp as you all are doing, and we can then have doubts tomorrow. Maybe we'll have doubts tomorrow till now, and then we'll go to seismic part day after tomorrow. Okay, animation I'll tell you. Shubhankar, I'll tell you. Maybe tomorrow. Abhi, you don't need to work on this animation. Once you start with analysis and post processing, you can work with analysis part. Okay, any doubt? Anyone? Yes, Shivam, you can speak. You are unmuted. Okay. Okay, thank you everyone. We'll meet tomorrow at the same time. Bye. Have a nice day. If you are in doubt, please message me.